How to lower cortisol. Yes, everybody talks about cortisol. I want low cortisol, but they don't really know like what it is and how to actually lower it. Everybody just knows the meme. Oh, low cortisol, feels so close, and they just want to be like Goatus over here. But it is easier said than done. But today I'll be explaining to you how to actually like go about cortisol and like lowering it and everything. So when our cortisol is chronically upregulated, our test, our growth hormone, our other great hormones that keep us healthy, attractive, good looking, muscular, goes down. When our cortisol is chronically upregulated, when we are highly stressed, as we're going to explain later, we essentially become cortisol stress goblins. You ever see a guy going to work every day, he hits his job, and he just has such high cortisol and he just looks like shit? Yeah, that's probably because cortisol is high and that's lowering his other hormones. So let's explain. But the thing is, cortisol is not bad in itself because cortisol spikes when we wake up in the morning. We need it to spike in the morning so we actually are alert throughout our day. The thing is, when it is chronically high is when it has negative effects. When our cortisol spikes sometimes naturally throughout our day, that's fine. But when we're constantly in the state of stress and high cortisol, that's when we see negative health effects. And it affects you physically and mentally. And today we're going to be explaining both of those. Let's start with physically. So essentially, when you do something physically intense, your cortisol spikes. When you do something physically intense, it should only be done in short spurts. When you're doing something like jogging/running, your cortisol is chronically upregulated over a long period of time, which will inhibit testosterone and other hormone production. So imagine this like a caveman. A caveman back in the ancient times. Looks like an autistic caveman, but that's okay. And he is about to fight like a damn tiger, right? Saber-toothed tiger over here. That just looks like a bro. Whatever. He's about to fight a saber-toothed tiger, and his cortisol he's gonna feel that physical stress and mental stress. But his cortisol needs to spike here so he could actually get like alert and like actually want to fight this tiger, or actually like because he's in a state of survival. Okay, yeah, this is needed, but this fight only lasts a couple minutes, really. It is not as severe as something like when you're jogging, for an hour straight of doing a cross country or something, or even jogging for 10 minutes or something. It's your cortisol is going to be chronically upregulated. And many people argue, oh yeah, our ancestors jogged. This doesn't make sense. Our ancestors were the ones that were jogging, in the hunt. I just hate this because it's not true at all. It's not primal at all to jog. Our ancestors walked for a while, and then when they were close and their predator and their prey got tired, they just sprinted. So that is a common misconception. And I mean, we see this all the time with runners. Like once they start runners who they start running, their testosterone goes down. And it's not, a big coincidence. Yeah, you could argue, oh, it's just, correlation. No, this happens. We know the exact mechanism. When your cortisol spikes, all your tests and shit goes down. So yeah, as like I said, I'm not saying don't go to the gym or anything, but don't be chronically having some type of mild, just constant stress on your body, physical stress, for a long period of time. And, you should not be going to the gym for 2 hours a day. That's just stupid, retarded, hitting these crazy long workouts. Try to keep it under an hour. But, yeah. And like I was saying, take rest days. Don't chronically stress out your body. Oh, I get it, you want to be disciplined. I'm not saying to be a lazy fuck. Just take rest days. If your body needs to rest and you're going out to hit a gym session, your body thinks it's dying. Your body thinks it needs to do this or it's gonna die. It's gonna see when your cortisol goes up is usually in a state of life or death. So it forgets all its testosterone, forgets all these other hormones needed for your health because it's in a life or death state right now. So yes, take rest days, very important. Furthermore, listen to your body and get sunlight, which is going to be a solution to a lot of this. So listen to your body. Don't essentially neglect it. Like I say, do not be in some crazy calorie deficit that chronically upregulates your cortisol. And when you are hungry, eat. When you are hungry, please just especially at night. You don't want to be chronically fasted throughout the night. Your cortisol is going to spike. Yes, fasting, like split state fasting, can be good for GH, but when you're chronic, do not be chronically fasting, especially when you are, younger. And now getting sunlight is going to help mitigate, I guess you could say, some of the effects from cortisol, because when you wake up, you're naturally supposed to be in the sun, and it essentially helps your circadian rhythm not get into sync, so your cortisol isn't spiking at night when you need to go to sleep, which is going to mess up your sleep. And then again, getting in the sunlight, getting vitamin D, all these light rays is very good for just your overall health, man. And it's just very, I'd say it's very calming, as we could see in this picture. He's just in the sun. Look at that. SCOTUS right there. So, how does it affect you mentally? How can we mitigate the effects from cortisol mentally? Don't stress over some BS. It doesn't really matter. Now, bro, in the modern day, we just stress over the most stupid little shit because we still have that, as I was saying, that natural caveman brain. And our natural caveman brain is supposed to just simulate every possible, bad thing that could happen, We see a little bit of movement in the trees. Back in the caveman days, our brain starts saying, oh, what's that? That could be danger. That could be bad. It starts thinking all these thoughts. But we're not in a constant state of danger. This doesn't really help us nowadays. So, for example, when we see, some person look at us weird, we should start to think, oh, maybe I'm ugly. Maybe, our brain just starts getting so stressed that we think we're in a state of survival where it could be life or death. But we're not. We're simply not. We're in the modern day. And we could just simply stop stressing over BS like this. I see comments all the time, YouTube or Instagram, and it pisses me off. These people, they don't really know anything, and then I get so stressed. I'm overthinking and shit. Just stop. It doesn't really matter. This is why it's such a bad habit to read comments. Even in a regular reels, just comments. Instagram comments are so stupid. Those people are such brainwashed, so stupid. They don't know anything. And the people that comment on my shit too, it's I gotta really stop reading some of my comments on IG, YouTube. So don't stress over some BS. At the end of the day, it's not gonna have as bad as an effect as you think. Let's say you don't want to go to college or something, and your parents are gonna get mad at you, and you're stressing. At the end of the day, after a couple days, they're gonna ask you what you want for dinner. They're gonna be fine again. Don't be stressing over some BS. And again, bro, if you're in a draining, stressful job, quit that shit, bro. If you are constantly doing something every day that's making you... if you have to go to school or something, I'm not saying fucking drop out, But if you can afford it, obviously, if you're doing something every day that's making you feel like shit, if you're in a, let's just say, if you're in a terrible relationship, get out of that, bro. Stop being a cortisol goblin, bro. At the end of the day, just lock in. I'm here for you, bro. We're gonna ascend together. I also have some big plans coming up. Big plans. Check out the IG too. Bye.